A lot of talk about Dr. Jill Biden inviting Iowa and LSU to the White House this week in the aftermath of the championship game, which I thought was amazing, and I'm all for female trash talk, but that's really no shocker.
Yeah.
So a couple bites and a couple Twitter.
The old tweeter?
What do we call them, tweets?
Yeah, sure.
Let's face it. I mean, you know me in Twitter. We have a love-hate relationship, as in I love to hate reading your Twitter feed.
Yes.
So anyway, let's show a couple bites, a couple tweets out there. Jill Biden, obviously a lot of pushback, but Angel Reese saying this is a joke. This is a joke because, as you pointed out, the winners go to the White House.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, Rich, how you feel about that.
Well, I mean, the First Lady said that, she was at the game and she was particularly appreciative of the competition and how Iowa played, and mentioned how she's going to mention to the president that he should invite Iowa as well, and she looks forward to seeing LSU at the White House. And clearly, Angel Reese heard that and took it the way a lot of people took it, the way I took it, is that she wanted both to come together at the same time. And I heard that and I thought that was absurd, quite frankly. And I thought that is something that should not happen. I have no problem if Iowa did go to the White House. I have no problem that Dr. Biden wants to celebrate their season. I also thought for a split moment, well, because I'm a little bit jaded in the world sometimes, Iowa is a very important part of the primaries when one is running for president, that it wouldn't be bad to get in with the good old Hawkeye Nation, to welcome them to the White House and honor them in advance of, something in 2024 that might not be a playing season. But her, if I'm not mistaken, her spokesperson clarified matters today, saying the First Lady loved watching the championship game alongside student athletes and admires how far women have advanced in sports since the passing of Title IX. Her comments in Colorado, where she made them, were intended to applaud the historic game and all women athletes. She looks forward to celebrating the LSU Tigers on their championship win at the White House. So they'll just let this die down. LSU hopefully will go to the White House. And then Iowa should show up later if that is something they want to do.
I was going to ask you, so how would you feel then if Iowa went at a later date? Because that hasn't happened in men's sports. Is this a double standard?
That hasn't happened in any sport.
Period.
No. It hasn't.
Would you have an issue if Iowa then went at a later date?
I guess there's nothing more American than saying what I'm about to say. The losers shouldn't go to the White House. I'm sorry. Does that sound terrible? Does it sound bad?
Hey,
I mean, like the winners of a championship go to the White House. That is what, or they're invited to go, and it's up to them if they wish to attend. And I would hope that they would. But that was, again, the fact that LSU beats Iowa and the idea was put forth. And for a split moment, I truly thought she did mean they should all be together. And I thought to myself, that is absurd, for the lack of a better phrase. This is not what we do.
Is it like the equivalent of trophies for everybody? Is that what you're...
It'd be like the participation trophy, which everyone hates. So,
My children aren't disappointed. They like a little trophy.
Your children?
Most people are always like
our
participation trophies.
Oh, by the way,
TJ,
you do
his
that all the time.
Like
our children, as you know, Susie.
Did you know that, TJ? They're his children.
Oh my God,
he did a lot of the work. Let's be honest.
Isn't it so crazy?
Oh my
it's
gosh.
like
Look,
Handmaid's Tale over
if
here.
Iowa shows up separately, then congratulations to them. If she wants to honor them, it would be weird. Not gonna lie, but if it's something that would show off sportsmanship or whatever, I have no problem with it. You want to spend a day doing that? I'm sure Iowa would love to show up there, and I'm sure they'd love to show up in Iowa and say, "See, Hawkeyes, we are for you in the Biden family."
I took Rich as a +1 one time when the Angels won the World Series.
Feet.
Yeah,
we heard that a few weeks ago that he was a professional
He was my
+1
+1.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You took him everywhere.
I did. It's exhausting.
You opened every door. Without you, there
shoulders
is
are
no Rich
so
Eisen
tired
Show.
from
We
holding
wouldn't
him
be
up.
sitting here having this conversation while he's listening to
It
us.
was amazing.
Without you.
You were Susie. You were covering the Angels after they won it.
Yeah, the Angels invited me to come.
W had everyone to the White House, and you went into the Oval Office, and I got in there too.
Yeah.
And I got in.
And we have a great picture of us with
Well, if
Bush
I'm not
Jr.
mistaken,
didn't steal
hold
a
on
pack
a
of
minute.
cigarettes like
Hold
I
on
did,
a minute. Did Bush 43
You got in and I
not
got
wave
in
me
too.
in personally?
He did.
Thank
It was
you.
big time. I rode his
Because I was on
coattails in there.
Sports Center and he
No,
recognized
he
me.
thought you were
Hey,
Suzy
Rich.
Security. Let's be
Hey, Rich.
honest. He thought you were Suzy Security.
And here we are.
That's why
We're,
he waved
couldn't
you.
have
TJ, we're
been
about to take
warmer,
this
by the way.
We're about to take this great picture with the president,
He couldn't have been
and then
warmer.
Rich's former agent's wife sneaks into the middle of the picture. So we have this great picture
Yeah, I know.
of the two of us with
I know.
Junior and his former agent's
It's
wife.
all-
You can Photoshop that out.
Maybe we can.
We
I don't
could
know.
actually.
There's technology.
W and Laura Bush could not have been warmer.
Here's a question.
But
now.
they didn't have the Giants to the White House.
Nope.
Is San Diego State? Do they get to go? If that's the case.
Oh my
You
gosh.
see,
You
this
know,
I
it's
don't
just
believe
that
this was
women
her
are
intention.
more welcoming.
Let's just be
No,
honest.
it's the
I do
can
not
worms.
believe this was her intention, and they are trying to put the fire out here. And what I would probably think is we're going to move on, and then at some point LSU hopefully will be at the White House. It will be great.
And Joe did put out a tweet
Oh.
shortly afterwards,
Okay.
saying, "I'm looking forward to welcoming LSU to the White House."
Terrific. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.